Hi students, in this video we are going to learn about a special organ that helps us to hear and also to maintain the equilibrium. Any guesses? Yes, it is about our ear. We are having a pair of ears and they help us to listen the beautiful nature sound and also excellent music, and also it helps to maintain the equilibrium of the body. Let us see the structure and the function of the ear. The ear can be divided into three parts: external ear, middle ear, and also inner ear. Let us discuss about the external ear. External ear consists of mainly three parts. The first visible part we call it as a ear pinna, and next it is connected with a canal. It is called as auditory canal or auditory meatus, and the final part is tympanum. It is also called as eardrum. Now let us see what is external ear. External ear is having ear pinna. It is made up of a cartilage. This cartilage is flexible, that means pliable. It's looking like a crumbled structure and it is acting like a funnel to collect the sound waves. And these sound waves are sent to the ear canal. If you observe this auditory canal, it having small hairs and also ceruminous glands. These ceruminous glands are a type of sebaceous glands. They produce wax. This wax helps to prevent the entry of dust and also waterproofing, and also prevents the entry of any foreign bodies. And this hair-like structure also does the same work. Let us see about auditory canal. This auditory canal is also made up of a cartilage, and inside we can see the small hairs and also ceruminous glands. These ceruminous glands are sebaceous glands. They produce wax. This wax and these small hairs helps to prevent the entry of foreign bodies like dust and germs. And finally, external ear consists of tympanum. It is also called as eardrum. It is almost semi-transparent and it is dividing the middle ear and external ear. Now let us see about the middle ear. Middle ear is present between external ear and also inner ear. Let's see what is present in the middle ear. Middle ear is a air-filled cavity. It contains three ossicles. Three ossicles means three bones. These are the very smallest bones of our body. The first one is malleus. It is attached with incus. It is also attached with stirrup. That means malleus, incus, stapes. A chain of ossicles. Very tiny ossicles. Tiny ossicles means tiny bones. Malleus is in the shape of hammer. Incus is in the shape of anvil. Stapes is in the shape of stirrup. So these three ossicles are connecting external ear by the tympanum and inner ear by the stirrup. This stirrup is connected to the round window of the inner ear. Now let us see about inner ear. It is the innermost part of the ear. It consists of a membranous labyrinth which is enclosed by a bony labyrinth. Let us see what are the parts that present in the membranous labyrinth. It consists of three main parts: semicircular canals, vestibule, and cochlea. Let us see one by one in detail. Three semicircular canals which are filled with endolymph and they are connected to vestibule perpendicular to each other, as like the XYZ axis. These semicircular canals helps to perceive or sense the angular acceleration, that means rotation of the body. They will sense the rotation of the body. Next, these three semicircular canals are attached to a vestibule. These semicircular canals and vestibule combinedly we call it as a vestibular apparatus. This vestibular apparatus is having a nerve. We call it as a vestibular nerve that connects to the brain. Now let us see what are the parts that present in the vestibule. In the vestibule, the anterior part we call it as a saccule and the posterior part we call it as a utricle. The saccule helps to detect the upward direction and downward direction. That means the vertical movement of the body. When you are moving in the lift, the vertical movement means going up and coming down. These movements are sensed by this saccule. And the utricle helps to perceive or sense the horizontal movements. That means when you are going in a car, forward or backward, these types of movements are sensed by the utricle. These two, saccule and utricle, both are present in the vestibule. And next, this vestibule is connected to a cochlea. This cochlea is looking like a snail's nut. If we observe this cochlea, it is spirally coiled and it is having a 3 parallelly arranged canals. The first tube is scala vestibuli, second one, middle one, it is called as scala media, and the third one, last tube, we call it as a scala tympani. This scala vestibuli and scala media both are divided by a membrane. It is called as Reisiner's membrane. Next, the scala media and the last canal, scala tympani, both are separated by basilar membrane. And in above upper canal and lower canal, we can observe perilymph, and in the scala media, we can observe endolymph. The scala media consists of important sense organs that helps to hear. Auditory receptors. These are present on the basilar membrane of the scala media. These auditory receptors, we call them as a organ of Corti. This cochlea is connected with a nerve that is called as cochlear nerve, and vestibule is connected with a nerve, we call it as a vestibular nerve. Both are going towards the brain to send the nerve impulses that collected by the ear, and they will send through this vestibular nerve and cochlear nerve to the brain where the sense can be perceived. Now let us see the functioning of the ear. The external ear collects the sound waves and it's sent to the ear canal. Through the ear canal, these sound waves are contacted with the tympanum or eardrum. Now this tympanum resonates and this is attached with 3 ossicles, malleus, incus and stapes. These 3 ossicles are connected like a chain, and here this resonation is amplified and sound is amplified and sent to the inner ear through a round window that is present at the vestibule. Let us discuss the mechanism of hearing. The external ear receives the sound waves and directs them to the eardrum. The eardrum vibrates in the response to the sound waves, and these vibrations are transmitted through the ear ossicles, malleus, incus and stapes to the oval window. The vibrations are passed through the oval window onto the fluid of the cochlea, where they generate waves in the peri and endolymphs. These waves induce a ripple in the basilar membrane. These movements of the basilar membrane, the bending of the hair cells in the organ of Corti, creates a nerve impulse. These nerve impulses are generated and they will transmitted by the auditory nerves to the auditory cortex of the brain, where these impulses are analyzed and the sound is recognized.